Took a little trip down to the garden. Took a little dip. Apple juice falling from my lips. Took a little sip. Little sip. Took a little sip. Took a little sip. Took a little sip.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Dana, and as you can tell from the title, today I will be doing a what I eat in a day to lose fat and build muscle, because that was the goal for this spring and summer. I am definitely still nowhere close to my goal. It is a journey. Yeah, it's a journey. Now this has been highly requested. A lot of you guys are probably like, finally. And it's because I've been holding off on doing this because, you know, I know the recipe's good, I know the food tastes good, but I wanted to make sure that these recipes that I was making were effective with my goals. Especially when I go on a little hiatus. I still post my meals that I cook sometimes on Instagram, and you guys live for the food content. Live. And I love that because I love cooking, and I can cook. I think I can cook pretty well. My food tastes good. So I have been wanting to do this video for quite some time, especially when I started taking my carb cycle serious. I think as of like March of 2023, this year. Initially, my fitness goals were to lose fat and build muscle. It honestly still is. I was in a caloric deficit, so I was eating a very high protein, low carb diet. I was doing a carb cycle. It's basically cycling your carbs based on the workouts that you do on that day. So for me, I was working out about 4 to 5 times a week. When I was really like determined, I was doing 5 to 7 days a week, just if I could get it in, but minimum 5 was my goal. So on my lower body heavy strength training days, I was consuming high protein always, even on low carb days, but high protein and then high carbs, so that carbs could go to the gains. And then on upper body days, I was doing high protein with low carb intake, and then on rest days, I was either doing low carb or I would try to do no carb, which over time, I've trained my body to not crave carbs, because girl, I know, we love carbs, I love carbs, but it's not gonna be an overnight thing. I don't recommend like depriving yourself and going cold turkey. Like I said, you can still have a low carb day, but it also depends on your body. So for me, my trainer and I realized I hold on to a lot of my body fat in my midsection. Even now here, it's been a few months out, and I shed it a lot in the back, the arms, my face. I've even lost a bit of my butt because I kind of became obsessed with this journey that I've been on and neglected strength training. I wasn't doing enough, and that's the thing, you need balance. Regardless of what your goals are, you need balance. So I lost a lot of the muscle that I was working towards and was working out because I became so obsessed with trying to shed fat. And that is also why carb cycling is so important, because on those lower body days, you are going to need the high protein, the high carbs. Okay, eating is so important, whether it's to just fuel your body to have energy to meet fitness goals. I cannot like stress that enough. It doesn't matter what your goals are, whether it's to lose weight, gain weight, build muscle, what you are putting in your body is like key. I don't know whose door in the hallway is creaking, but give me a second. You don't have to be miserable. You don't have to not enjoy your meals and eat healthy. And just learning what to make that still meet within, you know, my fitness goals and are fitness appropriate or health appropriate. So yeah, we can go ahead and just get into our first meal of the day. So I actually just start off with beverages. I actually, not intentionally, but I realized I actually do intermittent fasting. Typically, my body got so used to like not eating until 12:1 that is when I start my meals. So typically I have breakfast around that time. If I go to the gym, I have training usually at 10 or 11 a.m. so by the time I come back, it's 1 p.m. and I have my breakfast. If I am lifting heavy, I do try to get that breakfast in like earlier. The old me was doing that. The current me, I'm struggling to eat before the gym, but that is what I'm supposed to be doing. So there's that. The very first thing that I consume, to be really honest, the first thing that I consume is my water. because I mean, I used to struggle with drinking a lot of water. I always drank water. I'm not like someone that thinks water is nasty, but I mean, I never used to drink enough water, and you don't need 4 liters a day. If you drink 4, like, great. I wish I was you. But I learned calculating. There's a calculator to let you know how much you need, because I saw this post and I'm like, oh, I gotta get my 4 liters or my 3 liters a day. It turns out I only need 2 because of my height and weight. So yeah, some water. I'm not really a room temperature water girl. I love cold water. So the fact that this stays cold, I wake up with my water even colder than the temperature it was when I poured it in the cup. So for me, that helped. I love cold water. Also, cutting a lemon, adding some lemon to your water, lime, making fruit water. I like to make my nutritional drink. It's a powder. This is from AG1. Y'all, this is full of nutrients. Like, this replaces my daily key health products that I need to intake every day in one simple scoop. This helps with brain, gut, and immune system. And y'all, this is made up of 75 of the highest quality vitamins, minerals, probiotics, adaptogens. Like, this has sorry, my stove is very sensitive, so when something like metal touches, it beeps. But yeah, this has everything, and as you can see, it is one simple scoop, so this saves you time, money, and effort. You still get your minerals in, so I love having this. I do want to say thank you to AG1 for sponsoring today's video. Y'all, this powder is so freaking good, and to be honest, I wasn't expecting a good taste because it's healthy, but this actually has like a very subtle sweet taste. This has notes of pineapple and a hint of vanilla. I do mix mine with water, but you can also do coconut milk or milk, but I just do water because honestly it tastes good enough on its own. Like I said, it does not taste bad, it's not bitter, which I love. Like I previously mentioned, gut health is super important to me because I carry a lot of inflammation and I bloat a lot. So I'm learning to just find things that work for that, and this AG1 drink definitely has been helping. I love that this is made with the highest quality of ingredients. There's so many I said 75, so I mean that is a lot. And even like the quality of the packaging as well is like really nice. Y'all, this scoop is metal. It's really big. I love that it's green, but this also helps with focus and energy, stress and mood balance, healthy aging, nutrient replenishment and recovery. It improves your sleep, digestion, energy, immune support, and hair, skin, and nails health. So this is actually NSF Sport certified, meaning you know, you have the highest grade quality of ingredients in here. Also, so for my people with health restrictions, if you're gluten-free, dairy-free, keto, vegan, paleo, it is friendly to all those, you know, tweaks in your diet or your lifestyle. It actually only has like 1 gram of naturally occurring sugar. So yeah. I love the pineapple, like, I love it. I love pineapple, so. I'm not gonna say it tastes like pineapple juice. I said notes of pineapple and a hint of vanilla. So, I wasn't expecting to taste anything good, but I will gladly take this flavor. They also actually have AG1 travel packs, which I love. I took some of these with me on my trip that I just came back from, but like super convenient. I love that. So they actually also sent me a liquid dietary supplement. This is vitamin D3 and K2, some drops on.
Head to my link in the description below to get a free 1-year supply of AG vitamin D3 plus K2 plus 5 AG1 travel packs with your first purchase of AG1.
But because I already drank it, I'm actually just gonna go ahead and put it in my tea. So I have my teas here. I do have the lemon and ginger tea. If you're looking for a good tea, Stash makes a very good lemon ginger tea. My preference is fresh lemon and ginger because the potency is just so much better. You really taste the ginger. So that's what I'm gonna have. If I don't have that on hand, then I will just have tea. The lemon and ginger helps with bloating, digestion, and just detoxing my body, because like I said before, I just found through experience and time and eating healthy and working out and doing cardio 6 days a week and shedding everywhere else but my stomach, I learned that I am very sensitive to dairy, gluten. I'm getting onto the gluten. I'm not gluten-free yet. Honestly, I just need to find more gluten-free things at the grocery store. So this helps with that. You guys know lemon and ginger is anti-inflammatory. If I'm feeling low on energy that day, then I'm gonna try to have like a green tea, but I take pre-workout and stuff like that, so I don't have to. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn that on, and then let me find a knife because we're gonna cut up some lemon and ginger. Fresh lemon and ginger. And then I'll just cut off a little piece of ginger. I probably use more ginger than the average person, again, because I love that little kick. Not even little, it's not little. I love the kick of ginger in my stuff. And before, sometimes too, like if I'm feeling super extra, I'll boil it, but honestly, you ain't gotta do all that. I know my family does that, so I used to do that, but honestly, just doing this is very fast. I'm actually gonna use some more ginger because I don't think you guys can tell because it's the first day that I'm feeling kind of off, but I feel like I'm getting sick. I have like a little sore, a little something going on, a little irritation in my throat. So this is also gonna help with that as well. To be honest, I'm also gonna squeeze it just to get that into the water already. If I'm feeling super extra, like super healthy, I won't do honey, but I like to enjoy my lemon water or my tea, so I am gonna use a little bit of pure honey. That's a lot, but a little bit of pure honey. I squeezed too hard. So while we let that cool down so that it is edible, I'm gonna go into making my next drink.
All right, so getting into my pre-workout, it actually consists of a few things, and I do switch it up sometimes, but currently, actually, y'all know I always, if you're not new here, you know I love my Oxy Shred, so that is my pre-workout. So I'm gonna pour a glass of water and gonna go in with my glutamine. I've been taking glutamine for quite some time now. This is a brand that I have been using, and I actually get the flavored one because this mixed with my Oxy Shred flavor, it tastes so good. It's like a punch. And then for the glutamine, I'm doing orange, so yeah, like a mango orange drink. Glutamine has so many benefits. A few of those are gut health as well. Y'all know I love anything that helps with gut health. This helps also improve digestive issues. This helps with improving muscle gain and muscle recovery after workouts. And then I'm actually taking creatine again. I just recently started using this. This helps with muscle mass and muscle recovery. So I'm gonna add a scoop of that and just whisk that together. And then I like to have mine with some ice. To be honest, I don't really drink juice unless it's orange juice, so this is technically my juice for the day, or I will have some kombucha if I'm having like a sweet tooth, but yeah. So, you know, after the pre-workout, we have the post-workout drink, and I will either have a protein shake or a protein iced coffee. Currently, I have been loving the protein iced coffee, so that is what I'm making. I do vegan protein. Whey protein breaks me out. And this is the protein powder that I have been using for a few months now, and I love it. It is from Beyond Yourself, and the flavor is vanilla cupcake batter. I actually only got this because my favorite protein brand, Blessed Protein, the vanilla chai flavor, is literally always sold out. So, you know, I had to find me a backup, and I have been loving this. It's so good. So I add about half a cup of almond milk and then 1 scoop of protein powder. If I feel like I need extra protein that day, then I'll go in with 1.5, which I did this day. And then I'm gonna go in with my Starbucks cold brew, and I'm using the blonde roast. Honestly, I don't measure, guys. So, I mean, just depending on how much caffeine I feel like I need for the day. To be really honest. And then for a little bit of flavor, I add some cinnamon and vanilla. Again, I don't measure, but I would say about a teaspoon of cinnamon and about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. and add my ice. And as you guys can see, I did not add any creamer because it's not necessary. Like, this is sweet. You can add it obviously if you want, and I could, but I mean, I don't really care for the extra calories if I don't feel like it's necessary. You know what I mean? It tastes really good on its own. And then after that, I just went in with a little bit more cold brew because I wanted it a little bit stronger. So other than water and, you know, having a kombucha if I'm feeling for a sweet tooth, these are all my beverages for the day. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into the meals now.
I'm also just gonna quickly share with you guys my tips that help me to stay on point with my eating. The first thing is having groceries in my house. You have the groceries, you can't say you don't have food to cook. For me, if my fridge is not stocked with what meals I want to cook for the week, if I'm low on ingredients, I'll still make it work sometimes, but if I don't have any food in my fridge, that is when I tend to slack. I will either order food or eat something I'm not supposed to. So yeah, that's like the main thing for me. I find that making food in a bigger quantity helps me to stay on point with my 3 meals a day, or just making enough for the next day. For me, that's kind of what I've been doing. I don't really meal prep for the week. And those days that I do that, I'm like, thank God I made enough so that I can eat this right now. And now I understand why people meal prep. I might come home from the gym starving and I already have like lunch ready in the fridge. I got a folder full of recipes, and that is what keeps me intrigued and excited to cook, because I love trying new recipes and cooking and just sharing that with you guys in my vlogs as well. That is like one of my favorite things. Like, just, I don't know, it's like, what am I gonna eat today? What am I gonna try today? It makes me excited to cook. Following people who align with your goals. So following fitness related, nutrition related people. I definitely follow, you know, a few fitness influencers that cook a lot and share meals. If you have any tips, I mean, you can definitely share them down below as well for like maybe what helps you stay on top of that. But for me, that is pretty much it. For my people that struggle with getting those 3 meals in a day, I feel you. I feel you. 3 meals, a snack, and a protein shake. That is what ideally on a good day, not even on a good day, on a perfect day, that's what my eating is supposed to be like every day, but it's not. But that's what I strive for every day. And I just want to say also, the journey is not linear. Sometimes I feel like giving up, especially with the eating. It's a lot, it's hard, it's not easy, but I'm here to just give you guys some inspo. I don't really find myself binging unless it's the Ruffles sour cream and onion chips, because those chips just do something for me. But I have a pretty good relationship with food, and it wasn't always like that. So I do want to say, if you are someone who in the past or even currently struggle with eating healthy, I do want to say to take your time, baby steps. Small progress is better than no progress. You know, being on this journey, there was a time in the beginning when I just got so frustrated and I thought I tried to do everything right and still wasn't seeing the results, to the point where I was like, what's wrong with me? I developed an unhealthy relationship with food. I resented, like I didn't want to eat like a piece of bread. Because I held on to a lot of weight in my stomach, I don't know why, and it's upsetting. And you know, I've learned to accept it, and I have to tweak my diet. I have to do certain things. So for me, I cannot consume carbs in the night. No carbs at night. I try not to consume any carbs after like 6, 7, and 7 is kind of pushing it, but sometimes I don't eat dinner. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I do not eat, I'm not a 6 p.m. eating dinner person. Okay, I used to be like the 10 p.m., but now like 8, 9. So if I am gonna have dinner around 8, 9 p.m., I just make sure that I consume all my carbs. Even on a high carb day, yes, as important as carbs are, I do not consume carbs after lunch. I consume them in the morning and lunch so that I can burn them off. Otherwise, they will get stored as fat. And that just works for me. That's not gonna be for everybody. I will say, which I forgot to say in the beginning, eating breakfast is another tip on how I make sure to stay on top. If I don't eat, it throws off my whole day. Say I do work out in the morning and I do fasted cardio. I will eat before a heavy lift. I try to, but if I'm doing cardio in the morning, I will do fasted cardio, but I will make sure I have all my supplements, pre-workout, nutritional drink, tea before.
All right, so it's time for breakfast. Y'all, I came up with this recipe and oh my God. This wasn't even the original recipe for this video. I literally just made this like 3 days ago and was like, oh no, I had to share it. And you guys were loving it on my Instagram as well. So I'm gonna go in with 1 banana, half a cup of oats. This was like, I didn't have any food left, so this is how I came up with this. Then I went in with a scoop of the vanilla cupcake batter protein powder, 1 egg, and then I'm gonna go in with about half a cup of almond milk. To be honest, I did have to add a little bit more milk, so just a little bit more than half a cup, but not 1 full cup. And then I went in with 1 tablespoon of plain Greek yogurt, about a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and about 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, a sprinkle of salt, maybe 2 sprinkles. And then I actually started blending it and realized that I forgot flour, so I just went in and added about 1 tablespoon of flour. And now we have pancake batter. I actually made this because I ran out of protein pancakes. And yeah, I was just short on groceries this day and was like, I need to make something. And this was like the best thing ever. I actually like these better than the protein pancakes that I buy from Flourish. They are really good, but this just tasted so much better. So I think I might have to start making my own pancakes from scratch. Then I'm gonna have some scrambled eggs. So I'm just having 2 eggs, salt, black pepper, and then I actually went in with some garlic and herb seasoning. I have been loving garlic powder or just anything garlic and herb in my eggs for a little extra flavor. I forgot to add the parsley before cooking the eggs, but I did add it after, which you guys will see in a bit. And then I also just had 2 strips of turkey bacon. I did not get me recording it, but yeah, throwing some bacon in there. For a little extra flavor and also for some extra protein, I added in some sliced almonds and pecans, and then, of course, the maple syrup. And this ended up being like the most perfect breakfast for a high carb day because altogether this was 63 grams of protein. And of course, I gotta have the hot sauce and ketchup to dip my turkey bacon in. This breakfast, 10 out of 10. So good. On the menu for lunch, we are having Gyro style smash burgers. I got this recipe from Andika Rodriguez. I follow her on Instagram. She has amazing recipes. She did not include in her Instagram reel what seasonings she used, so I just came up with my own recipe for the seasoning. And to be honest, I'm Jamaican, so by default, I'm heavy-handed with the seasoning. I don't do measurements, but for some context, I'm using at least 1 tablespoon of each seasoning, other than the salt, of course. But don't be afraid to, be a little heavy-handed with the seasoning because, yeah, I'm all about the flavor. And yeah, I'm going in with garlic powder, onion powder, Cajun, a little bit of Cajun seasoning, paprika, salt, pepper, and some herb and garlic seasoning or Italian seasoning. I'm going in with some garlic cloves. I used about 2. I will also make sure to write down the ingredients in the description bar just to make it easier to follow. But literally all you're gonna do is mix up the seasoning and the ground beef. Roll the ground beef into medium-sized balls. Place that on top of a tortilla. Grab a paper towel and smash it onto the tortilla like a patty. And as you guys can see, I will be going in with more seasoning just because I felt like it needed more. So this was my first time making it, and I did make the balls a little bit too small, so you are gonna see me have to like spread out the meat a little bit more to cover more of the tortilla. So just, I would say, make the balls a little bit bigger. So now that you have your patty on the tortilla, you're gonna place it meat side down in the pan and just cook that for a few minutes. The first one I made, I overcooked it, so don't overcook it, but just, I would say, cook it for about 6 minutes to make sure it is cooked on both sides, of course, unless, you know, you don't want it all the way cooked. And that is pretty much it. So this is me showing you guys the first one I made, and this is why I said I made it too thin. I didn't put enough meat because, as you can see when I flip it, there's like a gap or a hole. So yeah, the second one's gonna be a lot better, but yeah, just make sure you use enough meat so that it's not too thin. So after I cooked those, I just went in with some tzatziki as my spread. And then I'm gonna go in with my toppings, which are cucumbers, tomato, red onion, and some feta cheese. I'm also gonna squeeze a little bit of fresh lemon on top. I didn't show this because I didn't realize until I sat down and ate it that it could use a little fresh lemon juice. So just a little tip there. If you don't like it dry, fresh lemon juice will do the job on just making it a little bit more juicy and add a little extra flavor. Let me tell y'all, this was so good. I love Mediterranean food, so yeah, these are right up my alley. All right, so time for our snack, and I'm gonna have a Greek yogurt parfait bowl. This has like kind of, not randomly, but recently become my favorite snack. I never really used to care for yogurt bowls, but ever since I started adding all these toppings, it's just so good. So I'm using plain Greek yogurt, and this one has 18 grams of protein per 3 tablespoons, I believe. I got this from Metro. It's crazy because I actually used to have the biggest vendetta against plain Greek yogurt because it has that sour taste, and I only used to be able to buy the vanilla one. However, shout out to you guys. A lot of my subscribers told me that I can start substituting sour cream for plain Greek yogurt if I'm trying to watch my dairy intake, because they pretty much taste the same, and to be honest, they do. And because of that, I didn't want to buy 1 tub of vanilla for yogurt and then 1 tub of plain for like sour cream substitute, simply because this tub of yogurt is basically $8 and I just don't want to spend $20 on 2 tubs of yogurt. But ever since I started making my yogurt bowls like this, buying both flavors are no longer necessary because all these toppings mask that sourness from the plain Greek yogurt, and it is like really sweet. And I was just showing you guys that this granola has 13 grams of protein. I don't measure any of these things. I just do it based on how hungry I am. But I do like a lot of granola, specifically in my yogurt bowls. So I'm going in with some sugar-free caramel syrup, and then I'm also gonna go in with a drizzle of honey. And these two right here are the main reason why I don't taste that sourness. And then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of hemp hearts. I don't always add this, but if I'm feeling, you know, like I need a little bit of extra protein, I will add this, or chia seeds. So not only is this bowl the perfect snack for when I'm having a sweet tooth, but it is super high in protein. For dinner, we are having lean ground beef lettuce wraps, as I previously mentioned. After lunch, my meals have to be high protein, low carb. So yeah, those are all the seasonings I'm using. I will also make sure, again, to put everything in the description bar because I know I'll be using a lot. And I'm using at least 1 tablespoon of each seasoning, but I definitely used more than that. As you can see, I love my seasoning, y'all. Can't help it. Now, I actually prefer freshly chopped garlic over minced garlic paste far more. However, days when I'm feeling lazy, having this on hand just saves me a little bit of time if I don't want to chop up any garlic. So that's what I use today. But I typically would use freshly chopped garlic. I feel like it's a lot stronger. You taste it more. It's a lot more fragrant as well. For my other seasonings, I'm just chopping up some sweet bell peppers and white onion. Typically, I would remove the ground beef from the pan and then cook them in, but listen, those days when you're lazy and those little extra steps, I just feel like sometimes aren't necessary. And yeah, I just gotta make sure I'm eating, getting my 3 meals in, and we did that. So I'm gonna add that to the pan, just kind of separated them to cook, mix them all together, and before everything finishes cooking, I'm gonna go in with about a half a cup of beef broth, and this is gonna help just add a little bit more juiciness because I know sometimes ground beef can get a little dry. Adding this instead of water just adds a lot more flavor. This is my preference, and as you can see, I went in with a little bit more than half a cup. But yeah, so after that just cooks out for a little bit, I added a little bit more seasoning just for a little bit more flavor. And then I'm gonna go in with my toppings, which are some chopped tomatoes, that plain Greek yogurt, and a little bit of shredded cheese. I love how simple this meal is when it comes to the toppings because as you can see, we did not add a lot and there is just so much flavor. This tastes so good, super healthy, and super easy to make. So that is the end of my first what I eat in a day. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope these recipes were helpful. I hope my tips were helpful. And let me know if you guys want another one. Leave a thumbs up, leave a comment. If you have any tips for anything I mentioned or anything you want to add on to any tips that I shared, please leave them down below. And I'll see you guys in my next video.